While everyone is focused on the NRL heading into the finals, there have been plenty of confirmed player swaps and potential player movement that has happened over the past month. To save everyone's time, I put every confirmed and potential signing that's happened over the past month into this one video. Starting off with the confirmed signings, with Tom Duffy moving from the Cowboys to the Broncos. This rising young halfback from the Cowboys has signed a one-year deal with the Brisbane Broncos for the 2026 season. The 22-year-old was last year's Queensland Cup halfback of the year and will now develop under the veterans of Adam Reynolds and Ben Hunt and can prove to be an elite future playmaker in the NRL. Next is Josh Kerr, moving from the Dolphins back to the Dragons. He will return to the club on a 2-year deal starting in 2026. He originally debuted for the Dragons in 2019, making 68 appearances before moving mid-2023 to the Dolphins, where he played over 40 games. A Redcliffe Jr. and a former Melbourne Storm under-20s player, he's a powerful forward, and was selected in Queensland's extended 2025 State of Origin squad. Next, we have Pasami Solo, who will be returning to the Newcastle Knights from the Canberra Raiders on a contract running until the end of 2027. This is due to start next year after being released early by the Canberra Raiders. He originally debuted for the Knights in 2018, making 27 NRL appearances through to 2022 before signing with the Canberra Raiders. During his time with the Raiders, he played around 30 first-grade games. Next, we have Cade Dykes, leaving the Sharks to join the Bulldogs on a one-year deal. Despite being a promising fullback and occasional 5'8", Dykes has been plagued by injuries. Some include a torn ACL in 2023, knee cartilage surgery in 2024, and a ruptured tendon in April of this year, all which would leave him out on the sidelines for an extended period. At just 23, he's only made 2 NRL appearances. He's a third-generation Shark and the son of Adam Dykes. He now seeks a fresh start with the Bulldogs, and hopefully this time it's injury-free. Next, we have Kepa Oa, joining the Knights from the Penrith Panthers on a 2-year deal. After 2 seasons with the Panthers New South Wales Cup side, Kepa originally debuted for the Tigers in 2020, playing 43 NRL games and scoring 13 tries through to 2024. During the end of 2024, he moved to the Panthers and scored 28 tries in the New South Wales Cup. Now for Matthew Hunter, moving from the Eels to the Knights on a 3-year deal. This will start as a development contract in 2026, before securing a full squad spot in 2027 and 2028. He is a halfback and is considered a high footy IQ future NRL player. He definitely has great potential. Next is Tafuafua Sipley, moving from Manly to the Warrington Wolves in the Super League. After being granted an early release from the final year of his contract, he signed a 2-year deal beginning in 2026 with the Warrington Wolves in England. Since his debut for the Warriors in 2016, Sipley will bring experience and grit to his new club. Next, we have Ed Cossey, who will be departing the New Zealand Warriors at the end of 2025 to join the South Sydney Rabbitohs on a 2-year deal. Since his debut in round 8 of 2021, he has featured in 36 NRL games, scoring 19 tries. And this will be his first time at a new club, to hopefully find a consistent spot in the top grade. Next, we have Maverick Geyer, who will move from the Penrith Panthers to the West Tigers on a 1-year deal for the 2026 season. He was informed that there's no room for him at Penrith beyond 2025. The 24-year-old debuted in 2024. He's a Penrith junior and the son of Panthers legend Mark Geyer, and will spend the next season with the Tigers. Next, we have Ethan Roberts, leaving the Sydney Roosters to join the West Tigers on a 2-year deal. The first year being a development contract in 2026, with the promotion to the top 30 squad in 2027. Ethan is yet to make his NRL debut, has progressed strongly through the Roosters pathway system. This season in the New South Wales Cup, he played 12 games scoring 2 tries. Standing tall and versatile, he offers both edge and middle forward cover. Benji Marshall praises his talent and attitude towards growth on and off the field. Next up, we have Brad Schneider, who will be leaving the Penrith Panthers to join the Dolphins on a 1-year contract for the 2026 season. Since his NRL debut for Canberra in 2021, Schneider has played 39 NRL games and also enjoyed a stint with the Hull Kingston Rovers in the Super League in 2023. He was a part of Penrith's 2024 Premiership winning squad and will now offer the Dolphins additional playmaking depth ahead of the 2026 season. And now we have Brendan Hans, who has been loaned from the Eels to Toulouse Olympique for the remainder of the season, which has already taken place. He made his NRL debut in 2023 and featured in 19 matches in both 2023 and 2024 with the Parramatta Eels. Now he embarks on a fresh challenge to France, while he is still tied with the Eels and contracted with the club until the end of 2026. Now for our re-signed players. We start off with Jahrome Hughes. Melbourne Storm star halfback and 2024 Dally M medalist has signed a 4-year extension with the club until 2030. Since joining in 2017, he's played 160 games, won the 2020 Premiership, become a cornerstone of the Storm's spine, prioritising loyalty and success over potentially higher contracts elsewhere. Next is Dane Gagai. The Newcastle outside back and Origin veteran has inked a 1-year contract extension to stay at the Knights for 2026, despite earlier pay cut tensions and rival interests. Since debuting in 2011 for the Broncos, he has played over 300 games during his time in the NRL. Next is Braden Burns, who has signed a 1-year extension with the North Queensland Cowboys through to 2026. He debuted for the Bunnies in 2017, moved to the Bulldogs for a couple years, and then joined the Cowboys mid-2024, and will now stay with the club for an extra year. Next is Bailey Haywood, who has extended his contract with the Bulldogs, and is now signed through to the end of 2028, solidifying his role as a future hooker. Also there's Harry Haynes, who debuted in 2024. He has a similar commitment with the Doggies long term after re-signing through to 2029 and becoming one of the club's most secured young talents. Next is Adam Dewey. The versatile West Tigers player can operate across the halves, the centres and the lock position. He has committed a 2-year extension through the end of 2027. He is a key leader, especially after his ACL comeback. He remains as a main part of the Tigers rebuild. Next is Tyson Frzell. The veteran back row and Origin star has re-signed with the Newcastle Knights for the 2026 season, marking another year of experience and leadership in the pack, with over 275 NRL games across 3 clubs. Next is Clayton Falala. A 25-year-old outside back has signed a 2-year extension with the Manly Sea Eagles, keeping him at the club until the end of 2027. He emerged from the New South Wales Cup as the leading try scorer in 2023 and has since played 11 NRL games. Next is Stafford Toa. The dynamic outside back for the West Tigers has extended his contract, re-signing through to the end of 2028, securing his future with his strong form. Previously contracted until 2026, this fresh deal confirms to remain a key part of the Tigers pack. Next is Timeri Martin. The versatile Warriors utility player has re-signed with the club for 2026, extending his deal through to the end of the season. Next is Semi Sasaki. The versatile forward for the Canberra Raiders has re-signed with the club on a 2-year extension, which will see him through to the end of 2028. Now, let's move on to some rumored signings, starting off with David Fifita, with a possible link to the South Sydney Rabbitohs. His future at the Titans has come under scrutiny, after being dropped to reserve grade earlier in the year, and because of injuries, sparking rumours of a potential player swap. Reports suggest that Fifita has personally reached out to Wayne Bennett about joining the South Sydney Rabbitohs in 2026. Bennett originally handed him his NRL debut. While the Bunnies are seen as front runners if David were to swap clubs, salary cap constraints mean a deal could require the Titans to subsidise part of his $1 million salary if he were to move to another club. Next is Lewis Dodds, with a possible move from the Bunnies back to the Super League. With him being less than a year in his 3-year deal, he was told he would not be needed at the club, and is free to explore options elsewhere for next season. With Dodds on the open market, Super League clubs are mid-circling, and the Catalans Dragons have possibly made a move to sign the 23-year-old next season as part of their major squad revamp heading into 2026, moving the Englishman back to the Super League. Next is Jai Gray, with a possible move from the Bunnies to the rugby union competition R360, after reportedly being offered a contract of $600,000, which is 920,000 Australian. Gray is signed with the Bunnies until the end of 2026, but they are now in a battle to retain him after his massive offer from the rival code. Jay could be a genuine chance to join R360 in 2027, given he has played rugby union during his high school years on the Gold Coast. And last of all, we're Big Tino, possibly moving from the Titans after he's reportedly going to test the open market after the November 1st deadline in 2025, all because of a get-out clause in his 10-year contract with the Titans. Clubs reportedly lining up to get the big man are the Dragons, Bulldogs, the Perth Bears, and the most likely option, the Melbourne Storm. Even his ex-teammate Brandon Smith hinted at this on a podcast. Although Storm's coach Craig Bellamy has admitted salary cap issues would make such a move very difficult, he would be welcome to his return, and it could come at a great time, with their big man Nelson Asafa-Solomona being off contract in a few years. This could free up room for Big Tino to make his way back to the club he started with. Now that's every confirmed and potential signing over the past month. Let me know what rumoured signings you would think will happen in the comments below. Thanks for watching.